Shame. You come to our country to murder us, yet we are the terrorists?
I said get down on the ground!
Problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you have a girl problem, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Stack!
Oh! Hey! Shut up!
Get to the chopper!
Get down!
And today, we're reviewing Battlefield 3.
And this is Daniel, the Joker. Today we're reviewing Battlefield 3. Today,
I'm saying it.
B button. A button. D. Battlefield 3.
Battlefield 3 at A&C Games, A&C World.
A&C World.
Look what you did! Look what you did!
So the plot is, this is what happens in the campaign.
Okay,
we'll cover the campaign first.
Do it.
You're Sergeant Blackburn and you're in a squad of 5 and you're going in to do an investigation of a possible chemical weapon site. And you're going in there to save another squad. As you play, you soon find out that there is 2 nuclear weapons missing, and they're the little nuclear weapons that you can put almost like in a briefcase. So this becomes a huge deal. Story progresses as you are interrogated, and there's flashbacks. And that's all we're going to tell you, right? And this sounds very familiar to a game that came out last year, don't you think?
Yeah, it kind of does.
It's not stealing, but I'm saying it's weird that they couldn't have done something different.
You know what it reminds me of right away?
What?
Not the actual story of the Hurt Locker, but I mean the first mission you play, it's almost like you're in that film.
Totally. And that first mission is that 10-minute trailer that was released months before the game.
And it really is fun. Adding Johnny Cash into the score of this game does not add his, what do you want to call it?
Image?
You don't throw Johnny Cash into the mix just because it's Johnny Cash. Do something new, something we haven't seen.
Yeah.
They've been using Johnny Cash since
Put some junky XL in there.
Yeah, since Dawn of the Dead remake came out.
Yeah.
That's when Johnny Cash was like, boom. Everyone wants Battlefield 3 for one reason. Single player and multiplayer. 2 different aspects of this game. Battlefield 3 never should have had single player. They should have put the time, oh, blood. They should have put the time into the multiplayer. Not that the multiplayer has anything wrong with it at the moment.
No.
There's problems with it. Not that it's bad, but
server problems.
Server problems, but my point being is, single player did not need to go on this disc.
It could have been just like Mag, like online only. And I know some people who do enjoy this campaign more than Call of Duty campaigns. It's just hard to beat that machine because they just throw so much money at their campaigns. They have like all the rights to this amazing music and stuff.
Cinematic value is in Call of Duty. In this is more of a sim.
It's a death sim.
Well, it's 2 different games. It's 2 different games.
Right, yeah,
Don't you agree with that?
I agree.
I mean, Battlefield Online, let's go into the multiplayer now.
There's 4 default loadouts. You could be assault, you could be supply.
Okay. You supply us with love.
You could be engineer, where you're allowed to fix things like vehicles. Or you could be recon, where you have a sniper rifle.
Hey! You deploy a little radio box and it lets you spawn to that location as well as all of your other squad members and teammates.
In those 4 loadouts, of course, you can customize them to whatever you would like. Change your weapons, uniform.
I really suggest not to be a lone wolf and have a squad. This game is based on teamwork.
And for God's sakes, plug in your headset and get a headset if you don't have one, because talking is crucial. It's just not fun when you don't talk to anyone. It's not like Call of Duty. You can just like, take your headset off and just do lone wolf. You have to communicate because there's so many variables to consider, so many locations you have to cover.
The heart and soul of this game is multiplayer.
If you're a fan of Mag on the PS3 and were a little disappointed with Mag like I was, this is what Mag should have been. It's not 300 players. But what it does so well with 12 versus 12.
This is probably the best multiplayer game right now.
For the holiday season?
Yeah.
If you're a first-person shooter fan and you love playing online, this is a must-own, for sure. This is where it shines.
Where it really shines is the map.
It really is a battlefield, a nice open area with vehicles. There's F-18s, there's tanks, there's SUVs, DMBs, DERs, BF3s,
3KBs, 3CCs. We were playing online, we were playing the Metro level, and we both said to each other, when there's no vehicles, it changes the game. And when you have vehicles and you can actually put your squad into that and bring them to the battlefield, That's epic. But when you have to run across a huge field, I mean, this game really, it's a tactical shooter.
That's why you have different loadouts, right?
Exactly.
You want to be recon if you're going to be on foot because you in a huge field, so you can shoot from far away. Vehicles, you have to have a friend that's an engineer, and maybe you're assault. You're not always sticking to one loadout.
Well, we were playing with our friend Andrew online.
Android.
And we took one of the LAVs out.
Yep.
And basically, Mike was an engineer. He stayed outside of the LAV. And he healed the LAV. I was on the guns and Andrew was driving. Just the fact that we could talk to each other and we each took a certain view. So you would hang right, I would always look left, he would look straight. We became a squad. We murdered that game.
Yes.
Like we were insane. We admit that was the funnest you've had?
Yeah, it was so much fun. Achieve a lot more if you stick together, whereas Halo or Call of Duty, you don't really have to do that. There's the game mode Rush. You might remember that from Bad Company 2. It's objective based and you open up different parts of the map and it gets bigger and bigger. Or there's Conquest where you have to kind of like take over sections of the map, kind of like King of the Hill. And of course there's Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch, which is fun, but you don't play Battlefield 3 for those modes, you play them for Conquest and Rush. That's where the cheese is, baby. Yeah. Also with this package, you get co-op mode where you and a friend can play co-op missions together.
And these co-op missions are unique. They're not part of the single player, not part of the multiplayer.
You're fighting AI.
Essentially, it's horde mode. Unless you're in a helicopter or in a tank, enemies keep coming, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But if you fail at the last little second, you gotta redo the whole thing.
There is a learning curve. Once you do get the hang of it, you open up other missions.
The co-op's very important because you unlock multiplayer weapons. There's something else on the PS3. It says a limited edition here, right?
Yeah.
It was supposed to include Battlefield 1940, whatever it is.
Yes.
And where is it? Oh, it's not there.
You just type in triangle 3 times.
Yes. They messed up.
They messed up.
The
Because that was the big selling point at E3.
You have to install the texture packs,
Yeah.
and if you don't, the game looks like shit.
Actually, this is what the game looks like if you don't install the 1.5 gigabyte files.
Even with the install, the disc is constantly spinning. So I suggest to also install the discs themselves to your Xbox hard drive if you can do that.
It's gonna drive you nuts when you play online for hours.
Yeah, it's insane.
PC version is amazing if you have a nice high-end PC. If you don't, I'm sorry, it's not gonna run that silky. But it is superior on the PC for sure, absolutely. But not only can you do wars on the ground, but you can have dogfights with the F-18s, there's helicopters, all the vehicles you can think of are here. Destruction to the levels is amazing. I could shoot down a tree, break through walls. So overall, what do you give this game? Because with the package that it gives you an amazing online, and you know, the campaign's all right, but it's not as good as I feel like it could have been. I wasn't that captivated. I mean, it gets really excited towards the end. Sometimes I had to push myself to finish the campaign. So Jay, what do you give it out of 10?
If you're going for single player, don't bother with this game. This is online only. And if I had to rate the game based on that, I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
On single player. This has the best multiplayer online anywhere right now, and the online is easily a 9.5, easily. Other than the fact that the server goes down, there's no issue.
By the time you watch this video, I'm sure it's fixed.
Because the single player's on this disc, do I give it a lower score than 9.5? It's a really tough question. I'm gonna say overall, the whole package gets 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree with you too. The campaign is not terrible, it's just all right. I actually agree with everything you say. I would have liked to see 60 frames per second on this game, but I'm dreaming on the PC you can get 60 frames per second.
And that just looks stupid good.
On the other hand, I hate comparing the two, but Call of Duty is 60 frames since Modern Warfare 1. So I also give it a 9 out of 10. I totally agree with your opinion on this one. Now we're gonna kill Daniel and drain his blood.
Daniel, what do you give Battlefield?
What do you give it?
What do you give it?
What do you give it?
You're not a Call of Duty fanboy, are you?
What do you give it?
No,
Are you?
What do you...
What?
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 I'm not the Call of Duty fanboy.
I think he's lying.
Oh!
So we've given away Gears of War 3. We've given away
Battlefield 3. We're
and guess
about
what?
to.
We're gonna sell who won?
Who won? The
Who
winner
won?
is... Come on here.
Declan Embury.
Declan
Yay!
Embury.
You're from Vancouver.
Woo! You won. Congratulations.
I think we're doing another giveaway.
Well, in another video.
Yeah. And you're out of the show.
I'm missing a battery.
So let's. This game is so much fun. It's good game. It's a good intro.
I am so happy happy to be here because love is a battlefield.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.